welcome. We're here at ETHDenver for Games with Friends at ETHDenver.
Wonderful.
This is Antonio from Stader. Welcome. How are you doing today?
Doing good, Brad. Nice to meet you. I'm very happy to be here.
We'll see about that in about 15 minutes. But how's your week been so far? When'd you get here?
Wonderful. So I got here on Sunday.
Okay.
Before that, I was doing a little road trip in Texas, New Mexico, and Colorado.
Nice.
Because I had not been in New Mexico and Colorado before. So I got here on Sunday night just before the week starts.
I like it.
And so today's day 4. And it has been fantastic. So I have been to several crypto events, but I think this is by far the best I've been. The atmosphere is great. A lot of diversity, a lot of developers.
Yeah.
And kind of the fact that we have been, let's say, on a bear market for a prolonged period of time, it really clears out the noise. It just leaves the most dedicated, the most committed people in these kind of events, and that's really refreshing. So
absolutely.
Enjoying my time so far.
Yeah. So you're an industry vet. When did your kind of crypto, journey start? And maybe even then, second question I add along to that. Tell me a little bit about conferences and how you kind of treat them and whatnot.
Sure. So individually, I started in crypto in 2017, Bitcoin, Monero, and stuff. But then on the summer of 2020, when the DeFi summer, that was the DeFi summer started, I really dived heads in and started learning a lot about it, started working together with teams.
Yeah.
And also when later on, more blockchains came through other than Ethereum, I started advising projects on a multi-chain journey. Right?
Yeah.
Because in crypto, something that's different from Web 2, you really need a community. You really need to spend extra time and effort, not only on marketing, but also on building a community. Because many times the front face of your project. And then community building, it's especially nuanced or difficult when you're doing it multi-chain.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely.
Because people behave sometimes on a tribalist manner, right?
Okay.
So Ethereum people, Bitcoin people, Solana people will
tribalistic.
Will create their own ghettos,
yes,
right?
Yep.
But when at the end of the day you are all working in the same direction, right? So I started advising projects on that, and I started working with Stader, which is a multi-chain liquid staking company.
Okay.
We got started in June 2021, so we are soon turning 2 years old.
Congratulations.
And it has been a heck of a ride. And then we are going to many events in Asia, in Europe, and in America to meet people, to meet the companies that we are integrating with.
Yeah.
Because a liquid stake token, it's only as good as the integrations they have.
Okay.
It's only as good as the utility it's providing to the users.
Okay.
And we are also meeting, we're constantly growing our team. We currently have 41 people full time. And we're still looking to hire some key positions.
Okay.
So it's also a great time to meet people face to face and to humanize the relationships that you have through Telegram or Discord or through just a Zoom call over the year.
The keyboard warriors. It's so much better to meet in person and put a face to a name.
So much better.
So, dealer's choice here. Connect 4 or Jenga. You get to pick.
I'm going to be obliterated, but let's take this
You're going to be obliterated. All right.
I haven't played in 10 years. So.
Neither have I. So
Are you sure?
You go first. I think, we just hit
Wonderful.
So you went into a little bit about Stader, liquid staking. I myself don't know much about it. Staking has obviously been a hot topic lately, really, especially here in the U.S.
Correct. Yes.
Tell me a little bit, maybe exactly where you guys are, and then where you want to be. Where's the nirvana of where you're going with Stader?
Correct. So let's understand staking very briefly, and then let's talk about what liquid staking is. Right. So when you stake, you are delegating your coins. Unless you run a validator, you're delegating your coins to a validator, and those coins are getting locked.
Yes.
Those coins are getting locked because that's money a validator is taking, and if they misbehave, that money is going to be lost, right?
Yep.
So it's like money you put there to say, hey, trust me, I'm going to do good.
Okay.
And if you do good, you're going to get staking rewards.
Yes.
Which in Ethereum are, or in any blockchain are to the tune of 5% per year.
Okay.
Right? So it's good money because it's money you're making, and it's a yield that it's healthy because you're doing it to maintain the blockchain running.
Okay.
Right. So it's not like a Ponzi or like more inflationary ways of earning rewards.
Sure.
Right. Now that's the normal staking, and currently there are more than $50 billion staked across the different blockchains.
Yes.
The main one being Ethereum with around $30 billion. Now that's great. The issue is that all that $50 billion that are locked
Okay.
cannot be used in the economy, right? In the economy being DeFi.
100%. Yes.
Right? And in an economy or in a market, for it to be efficient,
Yep.
you need the money to be flowing.
Yep.
It's something called velocity of money.
Yep.
The more times money passes through one person to another,
Sure.
the more efficient and the more GDP that country is gonna have,
Yeah.
and so on. So you don't want $50 billion to be locked out of circulation, despite them doing a good job.
Yes.
Despite them helping decentralization and security of the network.
Yeah.
So what liquid staking does is like, hey, we're gonna take your ETH or your coins, we're gonna stake them, but in return, we're gonna give you a receipt.
Yep.
Where, you know, like how notes first started,
Correct,
right? Like
yep.
bills started because people were depositing gold in a bank, and you were receiving a bill that was the receipt of the gold that you had stored. So you still had your wealth there, but you could take that bill and then use it somewhere in the economy.
Got it.
So a little bit in a similar way, the liquid stake token is a receipt of the money you have staked. That money there, it's earning rewards.
Yes.
It's helping decentralize the network. It's helping secure the network. But with that receipt you're getting, with that token you're getting, you still can participate in DeFi.
Okay.
You can add liquidity, or you can simply use it as a collateral for a loan.
Yeah.
Right? So you imagine you're bullish on Ethereum.
Yep.
But you are cash strapped. You want some liquidity in stable coins to use it in some activity. You can deposit your Ethereum, get it earning you 5% staking rewards.
Yeah.
But with that liquid stake token you receive, you deposit it in a borrowing and lending institution like Aave, for example, and you borrow stable coins to do whatever you want.
Interesting.
Right? So it opens the door to a lot of use cases, and it opens the floodgates for those $50 billion to flow into DeFi.
Yeah.
Currently, DeFi is around $50 billion also.
Yep.
So you could potentially double the size of DeFi and therefore double the capital efficiency of this decentralized finance system if liquid staking really takes off.
Yeah.
And what the early stage of 2021 has taught us is that it seems it's going to take off.
Yeah.
And you're wrong. See, I cannot do two things at the same time. Right?
It's all right. We're doing best of three, so we get another shot here. So that's interesting. So are you guys live?
Yeah. So we were live since November 2021.
Okay.
We went live first in a blockchain called Terra.
Yep.
And we achieved $1 billion TVL there. We were one of the biggest
congrats.
protocols. But then, as you probably know, everything came crashing down.
You had a bad year yet last year? I didn't know.
And so basically, from $1 billion overnight, our TVL, which means total value locked, the money that people are entrusting you to liquid stake and so on, because the Luna price crashed to zero, so did our TVL.
Yeah.
So we had to start from scratch.
Yeah.
But we were lucky enough that we had a series of fundraising.
Yep.
We were backed by some of the best people in the industry, right? Like Pantera, Coinbase, True Ventures.
Yep.
So despite we lost all that 1 billion TVL, we are now very well capitalized. We have more than 25 million treasury, and we are very well capitalized for the next 6-7 years. So even though we are in
6 or 7 years,
6 or 7 year runway. So despite having despite being in a bear market, you know,
just won. We're even now. Can't believe it. I let you do that. So
despite we are in a bear market, like we have the privilege, let's say, to really be able to focus on the long term and to build things for the long term, right?
Sure, yeah.
Which is not something that unfortunately many companies can afford if they were not lucky enough to fundraise at a good time.
I like that you guys have a 6 to 7 year runway, and when you think about early stage products and stuff like that, a lot of companies aren't afforded that opportunity. But we're in such a nascent technology industry, and even liquid staking, which I had not heard of until today, which I'm going to do some definitely research on. To have that runway, it's got to be, give you guys a lot of options in terms of what avenues you want to go down.
Especially because we've been able to grow the team a lot, and then we're able to ship code in a very agile manner. That's why we're already live on 6 chains. Wow. And Ethereum's gonna be the number 7. Okay. And then after that we have a couple more lined up, like Aptos and Sui.
Okay.
So it's allowing us to let's say to become a blue chip protocol and to make people, when they're thinking liquid staking, then think automatically about Stader.
Yeah.
So we have more than 72,000 people that stake with us today.
Wow.
And but we really believe something like staking is gonna become mainstream. Like you will see maybe it will take a decade, but you will see like 1 billion people staking, because at the end of the day, many people are comparing staking and the staking yield you can receive.
Yeah.
It's a very similar to the risk-free rate that you would have in traditional markets.
Yeah.
Right? Like your T-bill, it's giving you 3% or 4%
yeah.
per year, and you benchmark everything against that rate, against that yield. In a similar fashion, you will benchmark everything in DeFi versus that risk-free rate, which is staking yield.
Yeah.
Right? Because as I was saying before, staking it's something that it's built on the blockchain to have staking rewards back to the people that stake, because that's what keeps the proof of stake blockchain running.
100%. Right? You've done such a good job of giving us an overview of staking in the market you're in, and obviously Stader. So for people, our community or others that are listening live, can you give them a little bit about maybe what you look for in an employee at Stader, or somebody that's coming onto the team? Is there anything specific that you guys, or maybe even more specifically, specific roles that you guys are looking for right now?
Correct. Yeah, so I mean, we are always hiring. In particular, what we're looking for right now, it's several senior business developers.
Okay.
And we are always open to some blockchain developers or full stack developers. And in general, we also look for business managers, so people that are not so much on the business development side of things, but that treat our product, see our business, and then create a revenue model for the next 5-10 years, and how can we maximize profitability in Stader.
Yeah.
So we're looking for both technical and non-technical roles, and
that's
pretty
awesome.
much we are completely distributed geographically. We don't have any particular offices anywhere. So we have people here in the US, both in the US and in Canada. We have some people in Europe, for instance, I'm in Spain, and we have several people in Asia, in places like Vietnam or India.
Okay.
So
pretty worldwide.
So pretty much open to any kind of profile. We have hired a lot of people from Web2 that did not have any experience in crypto. So
amazing.
We just put them up to speed with some internal trainings and stuff. On DeFi, on what liquid staking is, and so on. And then sometimes we have hired people that already have that 1-2 year experience in the industry that allows you to hit the ground running, right? So pretty much our recruiting process right now is starting in LinkedIn.
Okay.
And LinkedIn, it's a very Web2 institution, so we're currently looking at Web3 platforms that we can do so.
Okay.
Right? So I think Metaintro is going to be one of the places we're going to look at.
I appreciate it.
And yeah, I mean, in particular, I am a bit involved in the recruiting process when it comes to anything related to marketing, anything related with BD or community. Sure. Because I'm the head of ecosystem.
Yeah.
Right? And yeah, I mean, really looking forward to have people applying to Stader Labs.
Yeah.
We currently have 41 full-time employees. But I don't think I think by half of 2023 we should already have 50 people. Okay, which is a nice milestone.
Yeah, that is. And I mean, so what's maybe the biggest initiative internally, without obviously giving away too many trade secrets, that you guys are kind of working on or going after that might be of interest to somebody that's like, hey, because the hiring process, and I always say this, it's just as important that the employee is super interested in what you're building as it is matching that talent to the role. So what's maybe that big project that you guys are out there?
I think that Stader is a wonderful company to work for, because as I said, first off, we are well capitalized, so that's already a good start, because you don't want to join a company that, although they have a good mission or vision, they're probably not going to survive more than 3 to 6 months. So we're well capitalized, and then we are also taking on a very big industry. So right now, as I was saying, Ethereum is a $30 billion market. Yep. But right now, that $30 billion, it's the quantity of Ethereum that it's staked. Yeah. And it's only 15% of the total ETH out there. Yeah. There is something coming March or April, which is called a Shanghai upgrade. It's a major upgrade of the Ethereum network. And what's going to happen after that is that people are going to be able to withdraw the Ethereum they stake.
Yep.
Because that's how a proof of stake blockchain is supposed to work. I mean, you can stake and you can stake, right? You go to a bank, you put a fixed deposit, you can also take your money back, right? Otherwise, so that's not going to happen until April or until March of April. And a lot of institutions and whales are not staking until they don't have clarity on this Shanghai upgrade. Because you don't want to, let's say you have $10 million or $100 million.
It's stuck.
You don't want to stake it if you don't have a certainty when you can take that money back, because you don't know when you're going to need that liquidity. So the moment that Shanghai upgrade is shipped, it's off to the races. That 15% is going to go up to 60, 70, 80%, which is what you see on other proof of stake blockchains. So you're seeing a market which is already very big, $30 billion. And that's potentially doubling, tripling, or doing a 4x in the next months. So it's a very exciting and very momentous time for the industry of liquid stake tokens, LST. And I think it's a perfect time, you know, to jump in a company like Stader, which is well capitalized, which is coming to Ethereum with a very good track record, live on 6 chains, 70,000 stakers, and very well backed by institutions, not only retailers. Right?
So when's that date that people can? I won't hold you to it, but when are you guys thinking that launch on Ethereum is going to happen?
In Ethereum, we're going to launch in around 2 months' time, so it's going to be exactly timed with the Shanghai upgrade. So, and then Ethereum will be the chain number 7, but then we're going to continue adding others. And at the centerpiece of our whole ecosystem is our token, which is the SD token. And the SD token accrues value from all the blockchains we are live and all the money that it's staked in the company, right? So we're constantly creating new products. As I say, we have 2 types of expansion. We have one expansion which I call horizontal, which is we are going to more blockchains. But then we have a vertical expansion because liquid staking is very composable. Your DeFi journey should always start by I liquid stake, I get that liquid stake token, and then you can do whatever you want. You add liquidity, you use it as a collateral, you auto compound, whatever you want. You do some leverage. So pretty much any DeFi project can build on top of liquid staking. Right? So we're building some features ourselves, some automated vaults, and we have a $1 million ecosystem grant for other people, like for instance the people that are there in the build-a-thon today, to build projects on top of Stader, right? So in general, a very exciting company to work for because there is something going on. There is always a new product or a new feature that we are working on.
I like your horizontal and vertical, because horizontal gets boring. I mean, not to say that a new blockchain is boring and stuff like that, because we're in an exciting time, but to have that vertical new products, you know, that you're building, like you said, building on top of, that's exciting.
It is, because that's what gets even more utility to the liquid stake token, and that's what gets even more percentage of the tokens out there to be staked, right? Which at the end it's beneficial for the whole ecosystem.
We're still early, aren't we?
Very early, tremendously early. Yes.
That's great. So last question: what is your goal here at ETHDenver? Something that you want to accomplish the rest of the week? Something you might want people to know?
So far it has gone great, because as I say, like, it's just like the equator of ETHDenver, and like the main event is going to happen now. But we have been meeting so many DeFi projects that we have integrated with. We have been meeting people from Ethereum, Aptos, Sui, which is the next 3 blockchains where we are going live, and people from BNB, Polygon. So we've been meeting a lot of people from the ecosystems. And as I say, the ambience is great, and you really feel invigorated to continue working in the space. And we are also we are having some interviews. We're trying to find people for the particular roles I was talking about, especially business developers. And do you know the URL off the top of your head? Stader.com/jobs, or is there somewhere specific that people can go to find your jobs? I hope they're in the Metaintro Discord, but for now, people can reach us in Telegram, Discord, and Twitter. And then we also have the LinkedIn as a more traditional way to recruit. As I said, like, we're looking to Web3 alternatives. So if you have any alternative, please let me know. We'll definitely be in your DMs. Yes, wonderful. And in particular, so as a head of the community, I'm always there, you know, in this channel. So
you're a fantastic spokesperson for your community. I think you've given me a total education on Stader. 7 chains. It's exciting. You know where you guys are at. I don't know if this game's going to be exciting. The rest of it, we got to finish it up and see who's going to win here. But how, in terms of this compared to other conferences, do you see it as more devs here? More is there more BD going on? What's kind of this conference compared to others?
Yeah, I see. One thing I like about this conference is that, I mean, the average quality of the attendee is the highest I've seen.
Wow.
Like, really interesting people. As I said, maybe also because we are long into the bear market.
You're right.
Every month that passes by, more noise is cleared out. So, you know, I mean, I've been in other conferences or even like I've been told like other instances of ETHDenver, and all you have is like, you know, like fly-by-night projects, cash grabs, like people that basically have come in the space like 1 week before and they are doing a fundraise, an ICO, or they're trying to sell out their NFT or whatever it is. Right? And you don't see that kind of thing here. You see people that, I mean, I was in the Build-a-thon event venue, and you had people, like I was there one day until midnight, and people are still coding, right? So it feels fantastic. And one thing I love is, in particular, because Ethereum is the king of blockchains, right? But then all the other EVM compatible blockchains are here.
Okay.
Right? They don't take a maximalist approach of saying, oh, we're not going to this event because it's somehow it's an Ethereum event, you know, and what we need to pump is our own chain or whatever, right? So they acknowledge we're using the EVM framework, and we all benefit from certain infrastructure, certain projects being created within, you know, like the EVM layer, right?
Yeah.
So I really like the vibes. I really like the atmosphere, and yeah, I mean, 2023 it's been great. I'm pretty sure I'll be here also in 2024.
That's great. Well, to our community that's worldwide, get in Antonio's DMs here. He is hiring worldwide for plenty of roles. I think it's an exciting company. I think you guys have staking is so interesting where it's going to go over the next, you know, there's obviously been, we won't even say the bad US boogeyman that's been talking about staking recently, but thanks for coming out.
Thank you.
We really appreciate it, and we'll see you around here at ETHDenver. Thank you, Antonio. Yes, thank you.